Okay, checking the setup, checking if everything is fine. I do not see the stream started. It looks like it's working now. Okay. So checking the quality, everything looks good. Fine then. Okay, captions are working as well. Awesome. Yeah, welcome everyone. I see a couple of people waiting for the stream to start. So today we'll be working on my, let's say, blog. So let me share with you what exactly we'll be doing. So we have the browser, then the code. So this will be our blog page. So this is the blog which you can actually probably most of you already enter there. So it's auxor.com. Here we have the subscription page where, let's say, area. So the subscription area, it works now, but doesn't work as expected. So I want to improve it. Want it to be somewhere on the right side. As well, I want to show how many subscribers do we have, add proper validation, add a more, let's say, sophisticated algorithm. We need to verify if each subscriber introduced an actual email, so we need to verify the emails. Overall, this is the goal. And next, we'll be looking into the code, and I'll explain a little bit the concepts or the code part, what stuff I'm using, how I'm using this stuff, and so on. So as you can see, I'm using Fastify. So this will be the code part of my project. Let me zoom it a little bit. So that will be the source code for Outsware blog. I have the following code folder structure. I'll have the config. So here I have a Mongo URI. I'm using MongoDB for this. I have a limit of how many elements or how many articles to show per page. So I'm using config module, quite useful. The entire code for the blog, it's in simple JavaScript. It's not necessarily a good thing. At work, I'm using TypeScript, though for this project, it's pretty small. I think JavaScript is it's enough. So we have the config folder, we have models. So we have the following models. That's the article. So we have an article which has the content, it has an image, a read time, a slug, some tags, a teaser, a title, an author. I'm not sure. I remember I added this author part. I was thinking maybe in the future I'll have multiple authors publishing on my site. For now, it's only me. So yeah, let it be for now. So we have timestamps. We have an index. We need a full text search for the blog. So we have the title, slug, teaser, and content. So this is how you create an full text search index in a MongoDB. I'm using Mongoose. So this is pretty common. I don't think probably I don't need to explain. It's a very common ORM type for MongoDB. We have some pre-hooks, like before saving, we do update the estimating reading time, and before update, if it changed, as well, I'm updating the reading time. So this is a simple formula, some sort of a content length multiplied by a constant number divided by 60 to generate it in some minutes, and here to show it, let's say, without the float part. Other, let's say, functions, so we have get articles, slugs, search articles, and so on. And another, let's say, model is the subscriber. As I've told, I have a subscription system already implemented. Though it's pretty raw. I want it to be improved and to be, let's say, a little bit more robust. For now, I have an API key. So every time when a person register, oh, okay, no, wait a second, that's wrong. I was showing other stuff. Yeah, weird. Probably I'm not showing the right window. Good thing that you mentioned. Let me share again. How about now? Should be better now. Okay, so there is some delay. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. So I was displaying models. Yeah, I think now it's good. Yeah. I also will try to look more on the Windows side and see what exactly I'm showing. But anyway, yeah. So we have the models, the mongoose models. So these are the fields. Very likely will change everything. But for now, that's the structure. Okay, awesome. I think I see it. So yeah, once again, let me display. We have, let's say, article model using mongoose, a couple of functions to retrieve data. We have the subscriber model, which will change, very likely will change it today. We have plugins, as Fastify is a plugin-based, let's say, framework. So pretty much everything is a plugin. So you will create a plugin and then import it in your Fastify project. So if you're looking how to define a plugin, you'll need to have this Fastify plugin part. You'll export it, you'll wrap everything into an async function. So here you'll receive everything related to Fastify, so kind of an app part, maybe in Express or other application, it's quite similar. So this will be the global function where other models can be visible or other parameters for Fastify. This is one of the models, so I think I created this for, yeah, I created this to load the article and subscriber for them to be visible inside of my code. So I have a mongoose connector, another plugin. Probably there is some already on the npm, though simple. It's quite a simple code, so we don't need to invent a wheel here. So I'm exporting the object ID port and exporting the connection to use it to use it for further. So as well, to not leak connections once we exit, once we close the request, I guess this is on request, we are closing the current Mongo connection. There is another module for utils. Here I have different functionalities for pagination and stuff. We have public. I'll not get into public, so here are images and some Google Analytics stuff. We have the routes, where the routes are defined. So as simple as that, you just export a function with Fastify, and then it's like a router in Express. So it will be, instead of kind of app get, it will be Fastify get in this case. We don't use request, and we have reply part. So reply.view, .view, this is a function specifically added using a Fastify plugin. I think it's called, let me double check. I think it's called Fastify. I forgot. I've added it at least 3 or 4 years ago. Sensible no, static no. Yeah, okay, so yeah, it's this one. So point of view, this is a fastify plugin, which enables you to add different, let's say, views in your system. Now we'll be getting a little bit into Marko. So yeah, let's open a couple of other routes, but mainly what this reply.view does, we'll have an index.marko, or markojs is the framework which I'm using to render UI stuff. And all the UI stuff sits in the views folder in my case. So we have components and layouts. Why I choose Marko instead of, let's say, handlebars or Jade or other, let's say, popular view frameworks? Marko, it's quite similar to React or Angular, because you can create components and you can build your application using different components. So I'm creating layouts, and inside each layout, for example, I can define multiple components. So as you can see here, yeah, I have some redundant stuff. Probably it's not the most optimal way to do it. But at the end of the day, yeah, we have similar structure as in other frameworks. From the server side, we are sending, let's say, some binded data. So in the data.title, probably we can open the routes, articles, and I guess index.js, not slug I need. Okay, maybe tags. Yeah, probably this is the one. So yeah, actually, yeah, this is the one. So we are opening article.marko. We'll be sending the article object, which we'll be getting out of MongoDB. So we have a function article by slug. We have some cleaning up wherever. We build the OG tags. This is useful for different SEO parts, and we have title article.title in our case, and this will be visible here in data.title. We have other fonts and structure to design. We have this lasso head. This is needed for markojs configuration. Maybe I'll do a separate stream to configure it, because this was configured a long time ago. Literally, the blog I started it in 2017. I think I've changed it a couple of times, but around 2018, I remember I moved everything to Marko. So I've edited it, and I pretty much forgot how things are going. But the main idea is we'll be creating components like a navbar, showcase, subscription. Here we'll have a special one like article show and article.data. So unfortunately, you cannot navigate through it, but if we are opening this component like article show and look at its structure, we have some interesting stuff here. Yeah, let's see. On mount, I think it's similar to onInit or similar stuff which in React, when you load your component, you do some operation. I remember this varlet stuff, as this is compiled. This code is compiled at that time. It was not supported the let and const, the new feature, so this is why I was forced kind of into the var functions. So discuss config we have here. We define in this way, let's say, the body of our container. So as you can see, it's a one file container which contains JavaScript code, contains HTML, and contains styles. Probably it's possible to configure it in a more, let's say, common way in the form of let's say, having separate files for CSS, for HTML, and for styles, as it's done in modern, let's say, frameworks. But it's good enough for me. I think I'm good. So here I'm adding the discuss config. So discuss, it's that plugin which you can comment on each article. Probably in the long run, I will remove discuss. I will create my own commenting section, but for that, very likely I'll need to add, let's say, a login in my application, login through some social medias like GitHub, maybe Google or Facebook. I don't know, something popular. GitHub will be, I guess, as this is a coding blog, then GitHub probably will be the best one to use. So yeah, I have CSS. To be honest, I'm super bad at CSS, but I know enough to make things a little bit more pleasant. Yeah, so this is the structure. This is the markoj stuff. I guess what we can do further, it's continue with designing, let's say, our subscription. So what exactly do we want our subscription to look like? And then probably we'll start coding some stuff. Okay, good. I'll be moving towards my drawing board. So let me open my drawing board. Okay, have it opened. Now I'll need to switch to use my drawing board. Good. Yeah, so we'll need to design. First step when we are talking about the subscription step, we'll need to design it. So let's imagine we have, let's say, our application, our site. Here we have somewhere in the middle, we have our subscription board. So we have an input here. Though the first step is I will not need this way. I don't want it to be like that. So first step, it's probably, I'm not sure if we'll code it today, but I want it to be somewhat on the left side. So have a more pleasant form, like some text here, and a better subscribe button. But in order to do this, we'll need to change as well the way how we show articles. Instead of showing 3 per row, 2 rows, I'll show them in one line. So they will be shown something like this: a title, another part, title, another part, title. Also, definitely we'll need to make sure that all of them are properly resizable and they look good on mobile. So that's the first part. But now let's think of, let's say, the APIs which we'll need to implement. So let's imagine we have a user. So we'll call it John. John wants to subscribe to our system. So first thing which he'll need to do, he will insert his email. So he will have the form, he will insert his email, something like this, and click on subscribe. So subscribe. What happens in this moment? So we'll need to divide our work into 2 chunks. So we'll have the UI part, because before, let's say, doing some operation on the backend, we'll need to validate our input. So we'll need to validate if it's a proper email. So the simplest way is to use a regex to see if this is a valid email. So we'll have a validation on UI. Is valid email on UI. Is valid email. Okay, so if this is valid, next step probably is we'll need to do an API call. So we'll need to provide an API in the form of, okay, we'll call it API. Let me use another color. So we'll have an API. We can call it subscribe maybe. Yeah, subscribe. Subscribe. And this API at the end of the day, what it needs to do, it will need to send an email to John. So we'll have, let's say, step 1, send email to John to confirm his email. Send email to John. So we'll send an email to John. We'll have this part. We'll have an email sent. John will open. In the email, we need to generate an URL. When we click back on that URL, we'll need to mark in the database that this email is confirmed. So that will be the following. I guess it will be some sort of link in the form of alxolr.com, probably subscription, I don't know, subscription, and we can provide a key or API key or some subscription URL. Let it call API key, and this will be some hash which we'll need to generate. So to reiterate what we'll need to do, we'll have on the UI side, we validate if our email is correct. And then we will call, if the email is valid and everything is good, then we'll call subscribe. Subscribe will generate this API key and we'll send an email to John to confirm if this email is if his email is valid. Once John will click the URL, we will find John by this API key and we'll confirm his email. Confirm email. If John doesn't click on this, or John maybe it's possible that he will not receive this email, we'll need to think what we can do about that. Probably we'll have it, probably we'll send another email. We can think of multiple ways on how to handle this scenario, but at least for today, I think we can keep it simple to code, let's say, the best case scenario, or let's say the happy path. That's also a strategy how we can develop this feature. So once the email is confirmed, we'll store in the database that this email is confirmed, and we will be good. So we can think of multiple ways on how to leverage all of our subscribers, notify them once a month, maybe displaying them all possible, all the articles which were added on the site during this month, or send emails once every 2 weeks or once a week. We can think of, let's say, newsletter options for the future. But for today, what we can do is just to make sure that we can have subscribers. So probably next stream or somewhere in the future, we can extend our subscription feature to add subscription or newsletter options. So it's quite simple. For emailing, I'll be using the mailjet. So this will be our service. It's a free service if you use, so it's called mailjet. It's mailjet. I think other popular options may be SendGrid. That's also possible. Before I think I had SendGrid, but for now I think I use mailjet more. I've switched to mailjet because they have 200 free emails per month. I don't know if I plan to expand, I mean to gather more subscription, more emails to produce more content, probably in the future I'll need to buy a premium or think of some smarter way how we can send these 200 emails. But I guess buying if I have 200 or more subscribers which are active, I think I'm good to buy a subscription, to invest some more in this feature. SendGrid, I think it's 100, but I may be mistaken. I will not spend some time now to investigate. Just I'll use mailjet. Okay, so for the people watching, I see 3 watching right now. I guess I'm one. So it's only 2 guys. Any questions so far? Maybe some something which you didn't get, because the next step I think will be to start coding, start implementing our feature. So probably we'll start by designing our let's say APIs, subscription API and subscribe API. And probably, yeah, definitely we'll need to implement unsubscribe as well. So we'll have the following, let's say, routes to add. Okay, so let me move on the right side. So let's assume we'll have subscribe, one route, subscribe. We'll need to have unsubscribe. And probably confirm. Yeah, confirm. So this will be our 3 APIs to code. As well, we'll need to add the mailjet component. So I'm outlining the plan, or let's say the tasks which we'll need to focus on today. So we'll have add an UI component like validate email UI on UI. As well, we'll need to display how many subscribers are in the database. Display subscribers count. Display subscribers count. Add a validator. Add these 3 endpoints like subscribe, unsubscribe, confirm. What else do we need? I'm not sure. For now, I think this is the main components. Okay. Probably what we'll need is when we send the confirm, to send, let's say, a better looking email, we'll need some HTML to make it more pleasant. For now, we'll just use text and see how things are working. Yeah, okay. I guess what we can continue and add in our tasks list is add the mailjet component. Add mailjet component. Add mailjet component, and that will be more or less, yeah, mailjet component, and we'll define a mailjet service or a mailing service. Mailjet service. Probably what I can do, I'm thinking of adding some feature. It's sending myself an email once I have a new subscriber. That's quite handy. So once I receive a confirmed email, once I've got a confirmed email. Okay, confirmed email, send an email, notify myself. Okay, let's call it notify myself. I used to have these features, some of them. I guess what's lacking at the moment, we don't have API subscribe. I think we have subscribe. So yeah, let's mark me what do we have. So we have subscribe, we have unsubscribe, some form. I guess it will be quite similar. We don't have confirmation. We don't have mailjet component and service and anything like that. I used to have this, but now it doesn't work, so I'll mark it that it's not correct. We don't have display and we don't have validate email. So yeah, that's our, let's say, workload. I guess in normal cases, probably to make everything properly, we'll need a couple of hours. I would estimate it to be around a day of work. Maybe if you do it properly with unit testing, testing everything, we'll see how much we'll manage to do it today. If I'll not manage to implement the whole or the full feature, I will continue in another stream. Very likely next Sunday, we'll continue working on this. Yeah, excuse me, I just needed some weather to bribe my sore throat to not make noises. Good. Yeah, let's switch back to our. Okay, so I'll be switching back to my coding board. Okay, so we are back to our coding board. Yeah, it'd be nice to remember what we plan to do. But let's start with the backend. Usually the backend is the most difficult part, so let's start with implementing the backend. This is a live coding stream, so I didn't prepare anything in advance. Very likely I'll have a lot of, let's say, research and, let's say, thinking on how to implement it. But that's another opportunity for new engineers to see how I'm thinking, how I'm analyzing, how I'm adding new stuff. So if you have any other questions, definitely, guys, pause them if there is anyone remaining in the stream. If not, probably in the future will be more. So you can write in the comments if you didn't get anything. I'll try my best to answer all the questions. Okay, good. So we are back. Let me see if things changes here. I'm back to my board. I did not see it changing. There is a delay though, so that's also a possibility. Yeah, first thing. Okay, so cool. I see the delay. So it's a short delay. Nonetheless, it's working. Good. So first, I guess I'd like to show some tools which I like to use. First tool which I want you to present will be NCU, or node check updates, or npm check updates, npm check updates. So this is a PM component to check, let's say, to check the state of things on your components. It will try to look at all the possible versions, and it shows me, for example, that I have pretty outdated stuff. Yeah, I didn't work on my blog for at least a year or even more. So we can see from Fastify there is the 4th version already. So we are pretty back. I remember upgrading from version 2. So probably in some sprint, I'll be fixing and moving and upgrading everything to the latest versions, but not today. So we have Tap. Tap, I think it's a testing framework. We have UID. Yeah, some of them are easy to update. Others are a little bit more tough, but definitely will not have time to upgrade Marco or Mongoose. Good enough. For now, I think everything works pretty well. I guess I'll need to think of security issues. Oh, I have some, let's say, simple blog. For now, I don't have any uh, important things there, which I care that much. The moment when I add this subscription and make it properly, then I'll have some sensitive data. So I'll need to think of how to handle this sensitive data. Okay, good. So it's called NCU. Highly recommend to use in your Node.js projects. No, it's npm checker updates. So if you want to update everything, you'll use ncu.u. If you want to find things using a specific format, you can use, for example, fastify. So you'll provide a pattern and it will show everything related to fastify only, so you can upgrade only fastify related stuff. Quite useful. Okay, for now I'll need to see the mailjet part, so we'll use the mailjet configuration. I think I've added already, I've exported everything related to API keys of mailjet. So I'll not need to do anything new, though I'll need to see the configuration. So let me switch towards mailjet stuff. So let me let me use the mailjet dashboard. Okay, select this and enable this part. So this will be the mailjet dashboard. I created an account there. I didn't work before with mailjet, so I'm not, let's say, a confident user or a UI user. But yeah, it's a standard working day. So I have 200 emails to send. I have some account settings. I'll not enter Docker. I'll display my secrets and API keys, so I don't want to do that. Though, so I have some options here, but where do I start integration with? Yeah, I wanted to find the documentation. Set up my SMTP. I don't want SMTP. Templates, no. Contacts, no. Automation, no. Maybe here. Get started. Okay, let's see. Get started. Make your first request. Send your first email. Yeah, let's see this part. So yeah, we have get started developer URL. So probably we are on the right path. So select how you want to integrate mailjet. Okay, so we'll be using the API, definitely. We can check some languages. So we have Node.js, we have CURL. Yeah, I guess for the languages which are not displayed here, it's Node.js. So we have some projects. I guess we can start with the npm install node mailer. And we'll have this mailjet, this configuration. Let me copy paste everything. So I'll copy paste this and that, and I'll switch back towards my code page. Okay, so we are back on our code page. So let's install mailjet. Okay, let's see, what did we copy? And let's save it. It's shown that we have some warnings. Looks like I'll need to update some engine parts in the future. This, I think, comes from Fastify. They have let's say, dependency resolution mechanism where they show which stuff is dependent on which. So if it's not compatible, it can show you as an error, but for now this is just a warning, so probably we're good to go. So first thing which we did, I've installed mailjet, so it's called node mailjet. Probably next, what we can do, it's think of adding a new plugin. So let's create a new plugin here. Maybe we can call it mailjet. Yeah, naming is usually a pretty tough stuff. So we'll start with this. We'll see in the future how things will go. Okay, what we'll need? We'll need this FP part. So this is used for fastify. We don't need this part. Models, yeah, we'll decorate. We'll give the name to be mailjet, and we'll need to think of what we'll be exporting. So this is sort of a constructor function. Okay, I think I'll need the prettier. Otherwise, I'll have troubles. But I'll add prettier a little bit later on. I don't want to spend more time here. Okay, so I've copied the entire stuff, this part. Let me paste it here and comment. And little by little, we'll start integrating our stuff. So we'll have a const, we'll have the mailjet. We'll require node mailjet. What do we want else to do? So we will connect it. So we connected using this way, and after probably we'll export like mailjet, and we'll be able to do things like post send, some version requests. Yeah, we'll see how this will work. Okay, let me change this part to be spaces 2. Yeah, I'll need to add prettier, otherwise I'll have troubles. So let me firstly find a prettier configuration, because I configured VS Code to use that. So I'll firstly copy a prettier configuration for some of my working projects. Where is the prettier stuff? Yeah, it's this stuff. Okay, so it's called new file dot prettier rc dot json. I think that's the file, that's the structure. And now, does it work? It doesn't seem to work, because did I put it in the right place? Or probably I didn't name it properly. Code. Let me check again. It's without JSON, so just prettier RC. Let me copy this. Okay, so that will be the right name. Check again. Awesome. Okay, so now this stuff works. Okay, good. I guess the next step is to connect. Unfortunately, I don't know which is which. I guess this will be the API key, and the next one will be the secret key. I think I've exported both. So yeah, let's get back probably to the drawing board. But once you configure, yeah, one moment. I'll need to see if I can display it or not. That's the tricky part. So mailjet, I'll open it and look myself. It's possible to show it. If it's possible to show API key management. Awesome, it's not displayed, so I can show it. Good, so let me get back to mailjet configuration. I'll show what do I mean, because this will be a missing link and you'll not understand how you can configure it yourself. Okay, so I am here. Let's go the browser. Okay, so I think I can do it like this. Cool. So yeah, how did I arrive here? So let me get back to this page. So I've opened account settings and you have the REST API stuff. Once you'll get here to your REST API stuff, you'll need to generate, let's say, an API key and a secret key. I guess the button is just to click on add, and it will be automatically generated for you. You'll copy these two and you'll export them in some, let's say, environment variables in your system. They shouldn't be versioned. You'll never version that because this is a huge, let's say, security problem. But you'll just have them inside your system. So I already generated them and exported with the following variable or environment variables. I'll show just in a minute. Okay, so once you generate these two, I think you'll be good to go. Good. Let's get back to our coding screen. So we are back to our coding screen. So we have this. We'll need to import this too. So here, I guess we can add mailjet configuration, and we'll have a secret key. Yeah. And secret key will be our process that, and we are getting things from this part. So it will be mailjet. I think I call them like this, secret.key. I've already exported them inside. So usually you export in the bash or C if you are on Linux, or you put in some registers in Windows, but I guess most of the time you'll be deploying into a Linux system. So it's bash or C. You'll export these two variables there. The other one will be API key. Probably we can add some default values, but this will be kind of useless. But let it be to not crash the system in case they are not there. So we have API key and secret key. So it will be same process .env mailjet .api.key. So let's use something similar. So what did I do here? I've exported the configuration for mailjet inside the default.config, and I'll be able to import this through notation and apply the configuration. So we have our mailjet service. As you can see here, we'll need to connect our mailjet service. So we have mailjet. Probably I'll use const service will be mailjet.connect. I expect it to have connect. It doesn't have connect. That's weird. Why don't you have connect? Yeah, we'll see in a moment. And it supports two parameters. I guess this one will be API key first. That's bad that it's not documented. So this one, I guess, will be first. And yeah. So how we'll get it? We'll get using config. So const config require config. So we'll have here config.get, and we'll have mailjet.api key. And yeah, probably I made it too big. And we have the second one, config.get mailjet secret key. So we have these two. It's a little bit unclear why it doesn't show anything. Probably, yeah, probably it's not TypeScript, so this is why it doesn't work. Yeah, so we are done with this line. So this, I guess, it's the hardest part of the configuration. Now we are exporting a singleton in our system. So this will be our mailjet service. We're exporting it, and we'll be able to use it throughout application in different, let's say, fastify components in routes or in any other parts of the application. What else do we need? So it looks like this is a promise. So it's a promise, but it's a constructor. So this is also a builder kind of pattern. Send. Let me think if it makes sense to export this part altogether and just call request. Because I don't think we'll ever use mailjet for anything else. Let me explain what do I mean. So we are connecting, and at the same time we can export. So here it will be service, and in our case it will be service.post. We'll have the send function, and we'll have the configuration, which will be a version, and I guess version 3.1. Okay, so as this is a builder, we'll have access to everything to this. Very likely this is a builder pattern, and we know that builder pattern will return this. So we'll have access to the mailjet service. But in this way, we will manage, or we'll be able to call things in this form. Probably we can go even further and export it a little bit differently, because I don't want to add so much boilerplate, like every time having this structure too, because I'm pretty sure two part will be same every time. Subject, text part, HTML part, custom ID. I don't know what custom ID is. So probably we can wrap this function into something simpler. So how can we do that? Yeah, I guess we can create a class called mailer service. Mailer service. We'll have the constructor. So the constructor will oh, I need to remember that this will be just a JavaScript code. So we'll have a constructor where we'll receive our service. So this dot service will be, or let me call it mailer. This dot mailer will be mailer. Yeah, in TypeScript it's a little bit easier, but that's fine. Fine for now. And we can have this asynchronous function send. We'll need to think of the parameters, but we'll do that a little bit later. So yeah, we have the connector mailer, which is connected already. We'll have this public function send. Now we can wrap this stuff inside our function. Okay, so let me uncomment everything. Yeah, so this will be this mailer, and we'll return that. Probably I have too many commas here. Yeah, too many? No. Do I miss some? Okay, let me see what's the trouble. So we have request. This is from here. We have this one. Expected. Okay. Oh, okay. I think I will need to close this part. But it's closed here. Okay, yeah, that was the problem. Good. So we have our mailer service, something, but never used. Okay, that's good. So it shows some cool stuff. Yeah, I guess for now we can leave it as it is. In the future, we'll add some parameters and create templates, probably in different files in the form of some factory functions, where we can choose for different reasons, different templates. But for now, let's just test if this stuff works. So we have this configuration. So we have send with no parameters. Here we are doing the mailer part. That's good. So instead of, we'll call, instead of this service, we'll call this mailer. Then we'll create a new service, which will be mailer service. New mailer service, and we'll provide mailer as a dependency. And here, instead of this part, yeah, probably we'll need to move this part. I guess, yeah, we can do it. Yeah, send. That's fine. I think that's fine for now. Probably it's not the cleanest way, but good enough. This should work. Okay, so we have this part. So instead of exporting the mailer, we'll export our service. Good. We have pretty much everything done. Now we'll have the request and catch part, and this should be, probably we can wrap them, because I'll not need this part, so I can write this down and catch, or I can use some sort of a wait here and handle the errors. But let's test if this works. Okay, so we've created our mailer service. Some components. Next step, this is a plugin. So what we'll need to do, we'll need to integrate our plugin. We'll need to add it. So we have app.js where all the plugins are defined. But there is a thing here, because I think I remember this is done already automatically. In order to be sure if this works or not, we can add a console log. This plugin is loaded, or mailer loaded. Loaded. And as every, let's say, professional engineer does, it adds this stuff. Okay, so let's start our blog locally and see if this is loaded. Okay, so we already have some troubles. We have mailjet, but connect is not a function. Yeah, that's weird. So we have mailjet connect, which is not a function. Why? Okay, so let's see, what do they do? mailjet extends client, types API. Yeah, this is a procedure where we follow documentation from mailjet and still we are not good. So welcome to software engineering. Okay, maybe it's maybe mailjet should be, yeah, let's see. So declare class. So it's a class which extends client. Okay, I see. So they do it a little bit differently, but probably they forget to update their documentation. So we have a function called API connect. Params client connect params, package JSON, SMS connect. So probably it's called API connect. And what this stuff does, so it returns a client. Okay, and client in itself, what does client? So it has post. So post and resource and config. Okay, let's see. So yeah, kind of we see that mailjet extends client and it has some mailjet extends client. So probably that will be mailjet as a function. Here we'll have, instead of this stuff, we'll have API connect. Okay, so I'll need to open the door. So we'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I guess it's not, so I'm back. Probably it's like this. So we'll need to destructure and import mailjet from mailjet. After we'll have, this is a static class. It's API connect. Does this stuff work? Define it, cannot read properties of undefined API connect. No, it's not like that. Mailjet. Okay, once again, so we have this configuration. It's declare class. So we export client, export default made mailjet. So we are importing mailjet. And this extends client. And client has a static function, API connect. Okay, so what's the trouble? Why don't you find it? Okay, let me think, maybe. Mailjet, maybe it's not like that. Okay, so probably the TypeScript is not correct. Okay, time to get into node models. Okay, so find mailjet. Yeah, I guess we'll, so how it's called, node mailjet. Where is node mailjet. Okay, so we have it here. Let's look in package JSON. We have files, everything gets included. Do we have an index? We have type definition, which is, we see that doesn't do anything useful. So we have main, which will be mailjet.node. Oh my god, That's a little bit too much. Why did you do that, guys? Mailjet.web doesn't help any bit. Declaration client. Yeah, let's see. Maybe we can do the following way. Yeah, what else do we have? What else can we do? So we have mailjet, which exports default mailjet, which is a static request type of. So why don't you have, in this case, why don't you have the API connect? Because this is a static function. Yeah, let's see the autocompleter. What does it do for us? So we have mailjet. So we have client request. Okay. Do we have mailjet here? Sender, client, messages, DNS, client, bulk. Okay, so weird. Okay, so we have mailjet client API connect. This will be our mailer. Okay, let's see. How's this stuff work? Reading API connect. Line 40. Declare class. Client params. API secret, API token. Yeah, let's try differently. Okay, so let's try like this. Mailer client. This will be new mail chat client. And here we'll have API key, which will be this stuff. And API secret, which will be, yes, yeah. Oh, wait a second. What's going on? Okay, so we don't need this, we don't need this. So we have our mailer client. Does this stuff work now? Check. Client is not a constructor. Try like that, maybe. Client is not a function. Maybe like this. Ooh, okay. So suddenly we got somewhere. Suddenly we got somewhere after an hour of tries. Good. So we have some successes here. Yeah, next iteration we'll need to send a function. I guess the simplest way for now is to call this send here, as this is a sync, so we can do service send. So sync, not the sync but await, and let's send and see if I'll receive an email. So I'll be starting fastify. Yeah, let's check my email. Let's see if I'll receive one. Okay, nothing so far. Oh, cool. I think I've got it. Cool, let me show you guys. Okay, so let me show you how we send our first email. So that will be the one. Okay, show this, disable that. So greetings from mailjet. Yeah, let's review. What did I get? Be careful with this message. So that's a start. So it looks like it doesn't like, Google doesn't like mailjet a lot. So dear passenger, welcome to mailjet. Yeah, look safe. Totally look safe. Yeah, good. So we got our, let's say, emailer set. It looks like it's working. So took a little bit longer than expected. As usual, it's hard to estimate things in software engineering. I didn't plan that their documentation will not work, but with trial and errors and sheer will power and some positive mental attitude, I managed to nail it. Good. So we are on the right path. Let's get back to our code. Yeah. So we finished with adding the mailjet component and service. So 2 parts. Now let's check our subscribe, unsubscribe function and API confirm. Okay, let's see how much we can manage. Okay, so we have our service generated, it's loaded, so that's good. So fastify loads them automatically. Yeah, definitely we'll play around these parts in the future, make it a little bit cleaner. This is not the right place for the code. Custom ID app getting started test. App getting started. I'm not sure about this custom ID. Do I need to change it somehow? I don't know. That's a question. Probably I need to insert custom ID. Need to read the documentation and see. No, I already did that. I already verified myself on that part. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, let's try to see, let's say, the routes. I have some subscriber routes. So this is our routes. We have subscribe. Probably we'll need to add another one called confirm. Yeah, so confirm will be a get route. So this will be a get route. So we'll call it confirm, but I'll add it a little bit later. For now, let's review existing stuff. Okay, so let's review what do we have here. So we have our model, so fastify model. Subscriber. Do we need to do changes in our model? So I guess we'll need to start first with our model part. Subscriber. What do we have here? We have API key. That's correct. Probably we'll need some sort of confirmation key. Confirmation key. Definitely this should be unique, so it will be a type string, unique true. And we'll need to mark it if it's subscribed or not. Yeah, this is marked as subscribed or not, that's fine, but we'll need to confirmed or not. So I guess we'll need to add another field called confirmed. Okay, so let's double check. We have an API key. This where in theory, I guess I can use MongoDB object ID, but that will be API key. Probably shouldn't call it API key because that's not correct. Maybe user key. Yeah, let's call that user key or user ID. Yeah. Yeah, let's not call them keys because they are not. So let's call this user ID. And this will be confirmation ID. We have the email part. Confirmed. Now the question is subscribed. Yeah, we need it because it can be confirmed, but the user may be unsubscribed. And in this case, we'll need the subscription to check if it's subscribed or not. Do we have timestamps? Yeah, we need timestamps. Pre-save, API key, email trim. Yeah, with email, we'll need to do some validations first. We'll need to add some validations, but we don't have API key anymore. So we have this user ID, which will be UID v4. As well, we'll need this confirmation ID. Which will be similar, I guess. Let's do it like that. And to not have typos, as this is not TypeScript, it will be harder. So we have confirmation ID. So when we save it, so this will be mean first time save. We'll mark the confirm to be false. I guess we can use here default value, and it's false. Because we'll change it when it's subscribed, will be false as well. We'll change subscribed only when this stuff is confirmed. Otherwise, we'll keep subscribed to true. Okay, good. So we have subscriber part. So yeah, we have post, subscribe. Here, I guess we'll need to validate. Yeah, we'll need to do a little bit of research on the validation part. But for now, let's keep it short. Have new subscriber from body. Subscriber save and return success. I'm fine with the function. For now, I don't think we'll need to do much. Though here, what we'll need to do, it's send an email. Okay, so we'll need to send a confirmation email. So yeah, we'll hit on save for our subscriber. Hit on save, and then we'll need to send confirmation email. So the confirmation email, I guess, will be something in the following form. So we have fastify. We'll need to get our plugin. I have no clue how to do that. I don't remember. Let me check how I get other plugins. Probably in routes. Not this stuff. Articles, index, Fastify models. Okay, I think I got it. So it will be here it will be our stuff. So in our case we'll have how did we call it? Mailjet? I think we call it mailjet. How did we call it? Mailjet? Yeah, probably we shouldn't use that. It's not generic, so let's call it mailer or mail service. Mail service. Let's call it mail service. That would be cleaner this way. Okay, so we get mail service and we extract mail service. Probably we can do it like this. Yeah, that's a little bit ugly because we are not allowed to change much. But anyway, so we have fastify, we have mail service, we have our email. Somewhere here we have our email, like form of subscriber email. I guess we can access it in this form. And we have a subscriber confirmation ID. Okay, so we save it, we get email confirmation ID, and then we do mailer service.send. I guess we'll do await. We'll need to await before sending, and here we'll need to provide a couple of parameters. We'll need to send. Probably here will be the easiest way to do send confirmation. We can call it send confirmation, and we'll do is a subscriber. So we'll send entire object in case we'll need some other important components. Okay, so we have the structure. Why do we need to do that two awaits in sequence? Because we have a flag like before save. We'll not have, let's say, confirmation ID before we hit on save. So this is not possible to be done in parallel. So this two will be done in sequence. Good. Okay, so we have sent confirmation. Though we don't have a confirmation, our mailjet service doesn't have this function send confirmation. So probably we'll do something on those lines. Sync send confirmation, and here we'll have subscriber. So we'll have the following stuff. I guess we'll need to copy this stuff, but I really don't like it like that. Let's create some mails plugins, mailjet. Yeah, probably we'll do it a little bit differently. So this will be the plugins, but I'll need to create another folder in the form of mail templates. Yeah, probably I'll call it mail templates. And here I'll have confirmation.js. And we can have a factory class in the form of module exports confirmation or class confirmation. Confirmation template. And here we'll have a structure using tabs. Yeah. Information template. Here we'll have a static function like new. We call it new. And we'll have some code, like we'll have the email and confirmation ID. That's the two components which we need. So we'll have this class, mailjet. So pretty much we'll need to return this super big object. We'll copy that, write it here, and we'll return it. And we'll need to play a little bit with the structure. Okay, so what do we have here? We'll have email and confirmation. I guess I'll need function or something. No, we don't need it. We have messages from name. Yeah, from will be the same. To will be email. Not like that, but it will be email. Name. We don't have name. I'm not sure if we will need to have name. We do not store the name of our stuff. Greetings. Greetings from, in our case, subject will be confirm your email confirmation. alexword.com. Okay. Confirm email on sword.com. Text part. It will be greeting. Thanks, yeah. Subscriber. Thank you. Thank you for choosing sword.com. Order to receive the newsletter. Please confirm your email using the mail by clicking following URL. Okay, greetings dear subscriber. Probably we can do it in this form and add some new lines here and there. Dear subscriber, thank you for choosing alexword.com. Yeah. In order to receive the newsletter, please confirm. Newsletter, please confirm your email by clicking the following URL. And here we'll need to provide the URL. HTML part. Yeah, we'll need to define that URL. Yeah, I guess what I'll need to define another environment variable called host. So it will be for production, I think it will be host will be alexword.com. Yes, alexword.com. but for local it will be http host dot 3000, I think. Yeah, so this, I think it's that right. Yeah, that's right. So it's localhost 3000. Okay, so I have the host part. For production, I've changed it, so I guess I'll need to clean up a little bit the code in the future where everything sits. So yeah, let's build our URL. So const URL will be const config will be require config. So this will be config.get.host. We'll have this part slash confirm slash confirmation ID. Guess that will be the easiest way to do it. So yeah, greetings, blah blah blah. In order to receive the newsletter, please confirm your mail by clicking the following URL. Now let's add something more or less fine for HTML. And I need a custom ID, and every time I have troubles understanding what this custom ID is. Every time I have trouble understanding what this custom ID is. Good, so yeah, and let's add something similar for delivery force with you. H3 HTML part. Okay, so H3, I guess let's add a couple of things like that. H3. Yeah, I think I'll play around the HTML part configuration later on. For now, what I need is just okay, so it will be verify your email. Let's add a new line. And here we'll have the a dot href. Yeah, probably I'll need to do it like this. Href, and here we'll have the URL. I think it's like that. Probably we'll need to make it blank. Oh, I already know. Let's keep it. And here we'll write again the URL. Make it like clickable. Okay. Good. So we have our template. Now, in order to write our email, we'll do something on those lines. I think I did a mistake that this service.request, or how it's called. It's not service, it's mailer. Request, and I already forgot what's the structure. Oh my god. Okay, let's see. API key management, mailjet API. See documentation, pagination. Just getting started. Fast. Node. It's request an object. Okay, good. So actually it's not too difficult to do. So it will be request and object. Okay, so request, and here we'll have our confirmation template dot. I think I'm pretty sure I created a static new. Okay, so static new. and we'll provide email and confirmation ID. So we'll have subscriber.email and subscriber.confirmation ID. So yeah, way clearer now. We have our subscriber part. Now I guess what we'll need to do is to check if this stuff works. So how to check it? We'll do a CURL and check if this works. So we have our mail templates, confirmation, confirm. So our test, I guess the goal for our test will be, I'll be hitting on subscribe function, and I'm expecting to receive an email. In my case, for me as well, because I'll be using my email, but in that email to have a confirmation ID. Good. So we have the subscriber models we changed. We have route, subscriber, index. I see there is a problem. What's the issue? Okay, so expected to have a parenthesis, but okay, I think prettier does remove them, so I don't care now. Okay, so we have a subscriber, and in body I am expecting to have a field called email. Then what actually do we need to do? I think I have a extension, but I as well can do a CURL. Yeah, okay, so let's start. It's already in use. We have it already here. Okay, let's restart to pick everything new. It's unclear for now if we have everything good or not, but now we need a CURL with some body. Okay, so let me fastly search the API code for that. I guess that will be the structure. So let me show you as well what do I mean. Okay, so this will be the structure. In our case, it will be a post, same post. We'll have HTTP. We'll change it to be localhost 3000, subscribe. We have content type application JSON. And here we'll have email. And we'll provide an email, let it be alex or +1 gmail.com. I think this plus structure works as well for Gmail. I can send plus and whatever I like. It should work. Anyway, let's test it. So I'll close this. I think I didn't need it to do that. Okay, yeah, let me start again. And then on this right side, content type. Okay, so we received some some errors. Response time, status code 404. Okay, what's the trouble? Yeah, I've received that the page is not found. Why? It's I think I remember. It's called API.subscribe. I think I call all my API kind of related stuff. Where I'm not sure. Let's double check that. Subscribe. Let me see subscribers. Return success, bad request. In theory, it should be here. Subscribe. Why it's not like this? Guess I'll need to look it up. Routes. Index. And here it's unsubscribe. Subscribe, unsubscribe. Oh, okay. I think I actually not. Why this doesn't work? It's paused. Subscribe. Oh, I don't get it. Yeah, another challenge. Yeah, let's see again. I think I have a mistake somewhere, but I don't get it. Subscribe. It tells it's 404. This means the resource is not found. Subscribe. Wait a second. I think it's I think this stuff works a little bit differently. I think it's yeah, let me look into the structure, but I think I remember it joins their name routes. I think it uses the subscriber or not. Slug article slug. Yeah, let me firstly check some URLs on my side on localhost and see the old one. The APIs, test.com. Network. Okay, got it. Yeah, I remember how this stuff works. It's a little bit differently than I expect, but nothing super fancy. Okay, so let me show you what's the idea. So they use, if you define it this way, so routes, about, blah, 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 and this structure, the route will be in this form. So it will be the directory name, subscribers, and subscribe. So that's the way it's expected to work. Okay. So yeah, let's see the new file, CRL, then subscribers, because that's the module. Install formatter. Okay, let's copy this part and try again. Yeah, we kind of don't need this stuff. Let's clear everything. Bad request. Already something. Why this is a bad request? Do we have any troubles? Wait a second. Payload. Email test gmail.com. Success true. Why this is a bad request? Good question. Let's see. So we have request and it's bad request. Something didn't go well. So we don't know exactly what. Though we can use some debugging features. So in order to do debugging stuff, it's quite easy in VS Code. So you start this with the debugger on. So VS Code already provides everything needed. And here, I assume I messed some things up here. Maybe I cannot use new. Maybe I need to use create here. Yeah, let's use create for that. But yeah, let's not guess and put production preview here. Okay, so let's go this way. Okay, good. We have our CRL, send again. So we stopped at our breakpoint. Awesome. So yeah, let's see what do we have in subscription. We have the email, a function, subscribe, updated ad, user ID, confirmation ID. Let's hit on save. Okay, so we already hit some troubles. So actually at save part is the problem. Yeah, let's see what's the error then. Subscriber validation failed. Email path. Okay, path email is required. Okay, so what's the trouble? What's the trouble with that? We do have email. Let's go again. Null. Quest.body. Okay, so body is null. I guess the context query application JSON. Why this doesn't work? Interesting. Okay, let me think. Interesting. So we don't have anything in body, but we are sending, or do we? Maybe the CRL, it's not properly formed. Yeah, I guess here we want to do it like this, maybe like that. Should be more, structure should be better. -h. Let's try it like that. I think it's not picked. Okay, so we have it here. Incoming request. Still that requested body is not, how this is possible? Bad request. Very interesting. Do I have Postman? I don't think I have Postman. Okay, yeah, I think I had another way on how I can send requests. Okay, let me, it's a little bit ugly, though should work. Should work. Okay, so here we'll have rest. And here we'll have post HTTP localhost 3000 subscribers subscribe. Yeah, just a moment. I'll need to review the structure for that. Because I don't remember very well how exactly this works. Content type. Okay. So we'll have this stuff, application JSON, and we'll have body. Yeah, I'll need to take a look at REST. REST client, GraphQL, bodies, and body part. Support JSON and XML body indentation, get and post, usage body. Okay, so that's the structure. Okay, that's the structure. Let's do it like this. Okay, I think I did it. I shouldn't do it like that, but anyway. Okay, let's type it fast. 3000 subscribers. Subscriber, subscribe. Yeah, we have name. In our case, we don't need name. We need just email. Source +1 mail.com. Good. So we have this stuff. We send. Yeah, let's remove that. Must be like that, maybe. An expected token in JSON on position 37. Oh, good. Something interesting. Good. We have something already. Yeah, okay, so I think the serial stuff was a little bit broken. Still something is not correct. Duplicate key error collection, index API. Article subscribers. I think I have it already. So did I send it 2 times? Weird. Okay, that's bad request. Fine. Let's try again and use this one. I'm pretty sure I didn't send this one. Yeah, let's not save this and send this one. Okay, looks like I have an index and not sure. Yeah, let's review Mongo. Docker, we'll need to clean up the MongoDB database. So for that docker minus et, we'll need to go inside that stuff. I'll just fastly clean up the MongoDB database. Mongo shell docker, forgot how to get into a shell. Yeah, this will be. So we'll run the following command. Show you exactly what do I mean. Okay, so let it finish. Make it a little bit less here. So I think my Mongo container is called Mongo. And here I think I am in. Clear. Okay, let's see. Show DBs. Awesome. Okay, so DB articles, where it's not like this, it's use articles. I guess and now db.subscribers count 4. Okay, I guess it's delete. Remove. Needs a query. Remove 4. So we don't have anything in the database. Let's give it another shot with 1. Save. Okay, so we saved it. We send an email and everything should be good. Yeah, let's fastly find if you have an email there. So it's not yet there. I do not see it. Yeah. Good. Yeah, still I have this, be careful with this message. I'm not sure what do I need to do to not receive it. Let me show you guys, and I think I will wrap up for the day. We'll continue next time, but for now, let me show. We received our email, verify your email. Yeah, probably we'll need to do a proper type for that, proper HTML to be more pleasant. But we have our URL. So I guess first mistake is that we'll need to add to change the URL, but looks good. At least for now, looks pretty good. Good, so let's wrap up for the day. We managed to get into sending the confirmation email. We'll continue later on with adding validations. We'll add proper UI for that, I guess next week. We can continue. So thank you everyone for the time here. Hope it was interesting. It was a live coding session, so definitely some things were not planned. Though it was an interesting experience for me for sure. So thank you guys. Wish you a nice week. I'll stop the broadcast and stop the stream. So have a good day.